That's what we about to do.
Falls?
No.
The next form?
Not right now.
How?
He said how?
Do that.
Why not?
Oh, we about to spar.
Yes!
Pop quiz. Sparring. Gotta spar. Sparring very important. There has to be some type of sparring, some type of application of techniques against a live, resisting opponent. If they say some crap like, yeah, it really takes a lot of years in order to, wait, hold on. It takes many years in order to master the way of the mantis. In order to master the way of Tai Chi. In order to master the way of the crane. In order to master the way of Aikido. It takes many years to learn how to put these arts into practical fighting application. And if you can't do it, it is your fault. It's the voiceover. This is how you know we're getting serious now. The purpose of sparring. Sparring is great to test out your... I just stuttered. Sparring is great to test out your reflexes. It's great in terms of developing timing, to learn about your striking range and what your striking range is so that you can effectively hit your target while at the same time staying away from your opponent's striking range. You can kind of get some understanding of this with pad work, but it's not a big enough or broad enough understanding. With pads, you have a coach or a trainer who isn't necessarily trying to hit you. They're just simulating in the best manner they can how it may be in a fight without actually continuously trying to hit you. It might hit you here and there. Like even myself, I tell my students, don't be afraid to hit them if they don't duck or if they don't slip properly. I want them to feel like they can get hit. But even in that, neither myself or anyone holding the pass is actually trying to hit the student. We're only mimicking that we're trying to hit them. For any combat sport, sparring is essential. You need it in order to learn how to use your tools or weapons that you've developed in the classroom from countless kicks and unimaginable amount of punches. Sparring is essential. I mean, how do you know that your knife hand works? Your double knife hand block works. Your footwork, getting to a person's back, your mantis hands or birds of prey, crane strikes, or your fingery snake venom fist works without pressure testing and sparring. Like, you have to pressure test, you have to spar. You may even learn to feel energy and divert energy and not fight force with and not fight force with force in the classroom, but when there's real force coming at you and you're not expecting it, how does not fighting force with force help you? To not fight force with force is more than not fighting another person's energy. That's a very basic understanding of it. I mean, yeah, that's what you want, but it's basic. It's about not fighting your own energy. When you tense up or you lock up, you also end up locking up your energy inside of your body. And now your energy is fighting to get out. So by you tensing up, your force or your energy is fighting your tenseness in order to get out. Thus meaning you're fighting yourself. Tensing is a natural thing that happens in a controlled environment that mimics sparring. So let alone it'll happen in sparring. You must learn to be able to stay relaxed yet focused, ready yet unwavering, and that will allow you to be as swift as a raging river with the force of a great typhoon, leading to a great mystery as mysterious as the dark side of the other side of your pillow, because you don't know what the hell is under there. If your school doesn't introduce sparring relatively soon, I mean, it doesn't have to be where y'all both get in the ring
and y'all try to knock each other out, but at least introduce sparring as a way to start to take the conceptual and technical side of your weapons and applying them in real life. If it doesn't introduce that, then your school is not a great school to be at. There's 3 levels of information. There's knowledge, which is knowing the thing. Obviously, it says knowledge. Know is in there. There's understanding, which is having a deeper insight into the thing that you're talking about and the ability to break it down in simplistic terms to others. And then there's wisdom, which is the application of knowledge. Let's use the example of a treasure map. See, I may have knowledge that there's treasure at the end of the destination of this map. The map grants me understanding on how to get there, but wisdom is actually doing something about it in order to get to the end of the map and acquire money. It does no good to know that there's a way to get more money unless you put in the requisite work to get it. Knowledge is power only when applied. It does no good to know about Tam Sao or Bong Lap Da or Pak Da or Selim Tao or Tao Luz or Piaz or Pumse or Kadas if you haven't tried to translate those movements to actual fighting application. If all it ends up allowing you to do is just kickbox, you might as well just kickbox. As somebody said, hard to hurt. He kind of put it in a way where it was denigrating it in a sense. He tried to say that Kung Fu ultimately is just kickboxing with flavor. And the way he said it, he made it to make it seem as if it's bad, so just do kickboxing. You know, it's simpler. But I say this, Kung Fu is kickboxing with flavor. So how about you put some spice on your life? I mean, nobody wants to come and just eat some bland food. Like, put some spice on it. If Kung Fu is kickboxing with some flavor, then just kickboxing is chicken with no seasoning. Baked chicken too. It might get you healthy, but you won't like it. So you might as well do Kung Fu. It's fun. Because that allows you to have more options when it comes to your tools. You can be more dynamic with your hand movement, more dynamic with your feet movement and feet placement and in your kicks. You know, so yeah, this very basic stuff. If you strip all Kung Fu down, then yeah, it's just kickboxing when they spar. But once you learn how to incorporate all of the different movements with your hands and with your feet, then that's when you add that flavor to it, the spice of life to it. And so that's why when I decided to open up a school, I wanted sparring to be a part of the curriculum. Boxing and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has traditional martial arts beat in the fact that they learn everything from a technical standpoint and conceptually. Then after extensive training in it, they are thrusted, viewed, we ain't trying funny, in a live situation and told to pull off the technique against an opponent that doesn't want you to do it. A live resisting opponent. So they learn how to set people up for what they ultimately want to do. Or better yet, from a Wing Chun perspective, we want to learn to not fight and force a setup, but learn to be able to just hit and react naturally in that situation. Chi Sao is not fighting. It's a drill used to develop sensitivity, and it starts both people out in a neutral area that's normally tense, which is up close. And it teaches you how to relax and stay relaxed when you're that close, and possibly taking hits or seeing many fists flying past your face. Then you have to translate that Chi Sao to a spar. How do you get in Chi Sao range? From Chum Kyu? From seeking the bridge with a kick? Yeah and no. I mean, yes, maybe a kick is needed, but no, if you're kicking just because the Taolu or the form or Chum Kyu says to kick and that's how you seek the bridge, then no, don't kick. Like, in order to get into Chi Sao range, you have to close the gap or allow the other person to close the gap. Then once you're close, you feel their energy. How are they shifting? How are they transferring energy from one arm and one side of the body to the next, shifting their focus as they're getting ready to strike you with another hand? This is when your Ganda comes into play. This is when your Pak Da or your Bu Da and chain punching comes into play. Not that you look to do it, but you block with one hand and the other is free, so you just fire off with the other hand. You just let it go. This is where you get to what Bruce Lee says, I don't punch, it punches. Or, for, Dragon Ball Z guys out there. Megata no Gokui. The ability for your body to respond without needing to think beforehand. Just do. No try. Just do. No think. Just do. No analysis. Just respond. So initially when I started, I was going to make this one big thing, but I don't wish to bore you. So I split it up into parts. The first part, which is this video that I'm working on, the importance of sparring for martial arts. And then the second part, it'll be the importance of sparring and for self-defense aspects. It's not the same. There are some benefits that translate from martial arts to self-defense sparring, but some of it develops bad habits in a real life or death situation. And so sparring isn't always good for self-defense. But I'm gonna end it here. So like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get more, especially for this next video on self-defense. I feel like there's a lot of people that do self-defense, but they don't do self-defense. You know, like, they have a lot of talk, but they don't really have experience. And so a lot of things come up that really could get you killed. I've seen some stuff that's like, I mean, it's terrible. One of these days I might do a video on just how bad people do or how bad some teachings are on self-defense. But anyway, just, you know, subscribe so that you can get this next video, because this next video dealing with self-defense, like, this is for your life. You know, you're gonna fight for your life, so why not want to check out a video that's gonna keep you alive, you know? All right, so that's it. Cue the outro. Oh yeah, I don't have an outro. Well, I'm just awkwardly sign off.